I'm so glad that you've taken your time to stop by and follow us here on Cast TV. You're watching The Youth Space. My name is Chemtai Kirui. For the next 30 minutes, you're going to speak to the young adults here on the program today to speak about the issue of substance use or misuse. Most of the time when we talk about substance use and misuse, something to do with drugs and alcohol comes to mind. But today we're going to look at the bigger picture here, because this is about what the youths of today are using or not using, and how that is affecting their day-to-day life. I'm glad to be joined by Ezra, who is sitting next to me, and then next to him is Maureen, who is joining us again to the panel today. Last time she was on the other side. And then, of course, we have Ben and Sheila. And it's a full house, really, because Aima is the one who's on the other side of the camera today. I think we're trying to create a producer 360 thing here, right? Next time, Aima atakuwa the camera person on that side. So we're glad that you guys are joining us right now. We always say that if you have a sibling, if you have a child, if you have a neighbor, please call them, because this is a conversation for them. Ours is to listen and get to know what's happening with them. Asante sana, karibu kwa program.
Thank
and then
you.
The last time we sat here, we were looking at extracurricular activities. Na mkasema ina depend venye mtu anataka kutumia hiyo time out of school, right?
Yes.
Kwa sababu especially if you're in campus, even high school really, I think 8 to 5, and then you have your time, except kama uko boarding school, of course you have your preps and all that, right? But you have time in between your classes, and how utilizing that can affect you going forward, right? And the issue of depending with who you are and what your goal is, determine how you're going to spend that time, right? Issue of substance use and abuse, and I'm going to be specific here, drugs and alcohol, right? How is it imekita mizizi kwa campus or not, and why is that?
Okay, the use of substance and drugs abuse in university. Maybe I can say 80%, most of the people are out there kwa masherehe, and 20% they're in class. So most of the people are really misusing, most of the comrades, they're misusing alcohol. Alcohol is like the daily bread. Even I wonder if, maybe Uhuru did not hire the price of alcohol, because I didn't hear them complaining. But alcohol has been the most misused drug. Bank is becoming another misused drug among both genders, mostly the ladies. The ladies, most of the people who were staying in school and even outside, most of them, they're using bank. We've got shisha. That is the no business zone to people. Unaenda unapewa keki kwa birthday, you're given a birthday cake with bank, you're given a birthday, like these things, they're just overwhelmed. Unapata mtu ametengeneza chai ya bangi, these things ziko. And
What do you mean, chai ya bangi? Okay, that's a new one to me. Wow.
Alteration of maybe the functions and multifunctions of our normality in school about drugs is a key thing actually, and it's there. Tunaijua iko. And maybe just someday justice wasituvurutie kesi that we know where the drugs are, but they are available in especially in higher levels of learning, universities and colleges. Those things are there actually. Now, most students when they come in first years, okay, we know they are Christians. Yeah, we were there and we know you are always, you know nothing about anything actually, you just start learning. And just to talk about drugs and substance abuse, hiyo ndio kitu aswa ime make a lot of guys to go out of track to conquer their destinies, to achieve their goals. And maybe in other genders like girls, sometimes they go and abuse drugs, wanajipata wana contract some diseases, wanapata mimba. Yeah, such things, it happens, and they are there in universities.
Maureen, you hear me very well?
I hear you, Chemo. The reason as to why you see us smiling is because we know this thing is there, and it's like a daily activity whereby, like, unapata mse amamka asubuhi, like, in reality you expect this person akwe okay, but unapata mtu anachemka asubuhi, you be like, especially if you know that you are a class representative or a leader, utapata mtu anakutext asubuhi, unashangaa anasema nini ama anamaanisha nini. You have to go back and ask, what do you mean by saying this? Like it's like a daily activity. Na nashangaa unasema haujaisikia watu wanatengeneza chai. Utapata hostel people do have cups. I was even surprised one day because there is a room I visited and I was like, is this cup really okay? Then I was told usitumie kikombe ni ya mwenye. Then I asked why. You know, like hiyo kikombe inatumika kutengeneza, like you can see someone ana boil hot water, you be like anatengeneza chai, kumbe ni bangi tu inawekwa ndani na mtu anaendelea na kazi yake. Utapata people are not coming to class, wako wanapiga sherehe. Like you will realize ikifika Friday you will not find most girls in their rooms because wameenda sherehe. And the key thing over there, like hata hatusemi ni pombe, because even if you listen to them talking their stories outside the classes or anywhere that you will find them, you'll just listen. Hadi unasikia mwingine anasema huyu anakunywanga tu pombe kama maji, then you'll be like, okay, so hadi wewe unakunywa. Like some people you don't even believe, because the moment they join 1.1 first year they were like Christians, wako Christian Union, they are like missioners, but wakifika second year msa anakosa kuja class, anakosa kuja hata hiyo worship department haumuoni. Ukifuata huko nyuma kumbe anapiga sherehe.
Extracurricular CU inafungwa that time.
Yeah, wow. Right now in our universities we have zombies singing around the shonti and the bad lyrics of genge tune songs, of which 100%, if you want to trend in Kenya with a genge tune, then sing about alcohol. You have trended haraka sana. Leta pombe, wapi pombe, ni furaha kulewa na marafiki. Like almost every song napenda kulewa. Hakuna wimbo sahi gengeton bila pombe. Kila mtu ako na pombe, drink, I don't know, above the head, everywhere. And these musicians are not targeting anyone else. They are not targeting old grandmas in the village. They are targeting campus students and campus. So it's happening. That is just to tell you that hizi vitu zinatendeka campus. Watu wanalewa. Yaani watu wanatumia drugs kana kwamba it's normal. You know, it imefikia extent, yeah, to the extent that people are behaving mad if that thing is not there. You go to class and some guy one day goes to present to Kombele. No, is this guy really okay? Umse anakaa aje? Yeah, so guys, watu wanapiga sherehe inakaa like people are mad in campus. And you know, one problem that has caused that is the penye wametoka kwa maparo alikuwa na wakazi wa experience vitu. So sasa hii mtu anataka alipuke before aende job. Kuna mtu unamwona unashanga, huyu ndiye nafaa afunzie watoto kweli. You're wondering, hey, how will this person go and stand in front of the children? Yeye anasoma education. Or mtu anafanya maskoma atatangaza aje na nature akai mtu wa kutangaza. So it's happening.
I think my next question would have been that, yeah? Nini inakosa hiyo? Kwa sababu I think majority of you have said mkijoin shule, probably someone wasn't drinking, kidogo ameanza. What could be the reason other than hiyo kukaziwa nyumbani probably?
Yeah, wow. I think, of course, one of the viable reasons and the most important reason is peer pressure. There are so many guys come out of home as angels but go back home as devils after 4 years because mtu alikuja amenyoa vizuri tu nywele. After 4 years ameenda nyumbani anakaa ni hairstyle anakaa kichwa ya jogoo. Unapata like it depends with wale watu una associate na wao. You can never go, there is no visitor. Uwezi enda Rome na ukose kufanya vitu watu wa Rome wanafanya. You can't appear a visitor in Jerusalem because it happens. Ni ule mse uko naye venye una associate naye, because if my friends, you know, like the last time nilisema, if my friends are drunkards and you find me walking with them, alafu useme mimi silewi, the problem is not me, it's you, because you can't open your eyes and see. So ni ule mtu una associate now, because campus kitu inatumaliza ni peer pressure. Watu wako affected sana na mbogi na kufisha wase, na ni important watu wajue. It's good, mimi napenda kuangalia both sides. Watu wajue that mbogi uko nayo leo sahi, in case God forbid inafaa ukufe sahi. I'm talking to young people. If you are to die today, leo jioni tuta create WhatsApp group leo jioni ya kukuzika juu tunataka kukuzika haraka utoke, alafu tuta post status you had a bright future, and even if you did not seem to appear to have a bright future, he had a bright future. Oh my, texted me the other day, you are so sad losing such souls kila siku. We'll put all that shenanigans on the status, even create TikTok videos, ulale salama, I don't know what. After 2 days they form a WhatsApp group ya contributions, tuta contribute mbao. Na wewe ndo ulikuwa unaongoza harambee ya kuleta mzinga pombe, tulikuwa tuna contribute to 50 kuleta mzinga, mimi natoa 250. Unajua watu usema campus pesa ya pombe haiwezi kosa, lakini pesa ya vitu zingine inakosa. If I'm to tell guy right now buy my book, it's only 400 shillings, hata pata hiyo pesa. But to buy mzinga 1600, sijui itatoka wapi, they will fuliza, they will I don't know. So utazikwa, people will be in a hurry, people are in a hurry to bury you. So hizi vitu zinatendeka and it happens and ina affect. So one ni peer pressure. Yeah.
Maureen.
Yes, I hear you, Ezra. And you know, I'm surprised. But I am surprised so much because you find that watu wanakuanga na do ya pombe but do ya vitu zingine hawana. Utapata mtu hajalipa nyumba, mtu hajakula, mtu amekonda, by the way amekunywa tu pombe baka anakaa tu straight. Mtu hakuli, mtu anateseka, but in real sense akona pesa. Hiyo pesa inaenda wapi? Wanachanga wananunua mzinga, wanapatana in one place or another. You know, I have some friends from mass communication now apata like ikifika Friday wakona place ya kwenda, wanaenda kwa launch, like they go to big places and the only thing they go and buy there ni pombe. Hakuna kitu kingine watanunua, and they had all the time ya ku grow up their lives and to build themselves, you know. And I can say one of the things imesemwa ni peer pressure, because you know they say tell me, show me your friends and I show you a character. Whenever you walk with 5 friends of yours and you know all of them are drinking, wewe utakuwa number 6 wa kukunywa pombe, because first day utaenda na wao, utakaa na wao, they be like they are drinking, it's normal for them, and you utakuwa tu hapo like the odd one out, and the next thing you will do is let me try this thing, because according to them it's normal. Because umesikia nikikwambia kuna watu wenye wanakunywa pombe kama maji, and they can look at you and they be like I'm okay, like huyu mtu ako sober, then you be like are you really okay? Like unapata amekunywa mzinga mzima but ako sawa. And this is a girl I'm talking about. Like a girl can drink alcohol hadi unashanga, is this someone mwenye anaweza kuwa mama ya mtu, ama ni mtu mwenye anaweza fanya kazi kwa like let's say a teacher atafunza wanafunzi? Like things do happen because of peer pressure. Tu ni ile haujapata kujielewa wewe mwenyewe, because kama unajielewa hauwezi waste life yako campus drinking, because I'm very sure 80% of those who are drinking in campus right now wakienda nyumbani wanakuanga let's say altar boys, altar girls, they are so Christian, like hadi unashanga si huyu mwenye unamjua akiwa shuleni. They are just wasting their time kutojielewa, because if you really understand yourself Chemu, you can't just fall into temptations like let me try this thing, you know this is not water, like pombe ni pombe na maji ni maji. Huwezi sema wacha nijaribu juu watu wanakunywa na wako sober na unaanza kukunywa. If it's something that is bad, it's bad. Na peer pressure na hiyo kutojielewa ni nani ndio inafanya mtu ana fall into temptations and in tracks, and you'll find them wasting their lives during their campus lives.
Yeah, mbogi ni mbogi anyway. And sometimes you are leveraging na mbogi tunawaensure wengine wamefika nyumbani vizuri. So some things are like that. Hivyo ndio vijana wanasema huku nje. And just to give a hand of what MK said, that bad company corrupts good morals. So kika kwa mbogi wanalewa then when ni mlevi, sometimes sometimes maybe you are there to be, you are in a mission, you are a missionary in between there, so it doesn't matter. But drugs itakuaibisha. Drugs itakuaibisha kutoka kwenu, kwa marafiki zako, those who have mentored you, mpaka to the point utafika kwa ground. And the time utakuwa kwa ground, wa options ni mbili, uamuke ama ubaki chini. And that time you'll never have an hand ya kukwambia ndo ishikilia amka. So drugs is something that maybe in campus, when these young people come in and being enrolled in campus, huwa wako na expectations, a lot of them. So in terms of drugs, ikifika saa toa hapo hivi kiasi week 1 unakaka hostel hivyo, unafikiria naweza unda kawimbo ni compose song, naweza kuwa artist, lakini at the end of it utapata ule tu jamaa anakuambia okay, vitu kama hizo. But as much as my colleagues have talked about bad company, kitu kama hiyo, sometimes mimi huwa naona wengine huwa wana follow character ya mtu not knowing what that person have. Some people wako na issues kwao, ashikani kabisa na home, maybe their parents think kitu kama hiyo, maybe in terms of resources, in terms of finances. So huyu mtu ako na stress 24/7. So ili nja sublime that thing, so ni kukunywa, kama ni kuvuta, kama ni kufanya nini. Sometimes these guys maybe have those problems, but some of us just follow because tunaona this guy anakaa more sober, anakaa more classic, anakaa kitu kama hiyo. So sometimes we have to set standards of our own. Angalia principles zako, you want to end there. Do you really want to be that person ambayo watasema this guy, you know what, alipata A akaenda campus, now ako na issue na liver. So sometimes tuangalie principles zetu. Tuangalie kama babangu ana deserve kuitwa baba ya mtoto mlevi. Yeah, altar boys thing. So let's be that people, like young people, tuko na principles. Tusijaibishe kwa vitu ndogo ndogo like drugs, because it affects us a lot.
So campus has given us a lot of time. As Ezra had said in the previous show, that we've got like 5 days which are free. We're always free in campus. So I feel there's a lot of time. That's why most of the people manipulate the time and abuse drugs. There's a lot of free time, so they'll always seek to learn more on how to abuse these drugs. Want to go to these places kwenye mapedi wako and where to produce the drugs. And yeah, so I feel it's the time for us in campus. If we get activities that will engage these young people in campus, that is when utapata kwa the cases of drugs and substance abuse it are reduced. But now that if we still got a lot of time and yeah, for them to just meander around, that is when the cases will still rise. And Ben also stated about standards. We've seen young people just joining groups just because they want to feel their home. Yeah, most of the youth actually. Me, I know friends of mine because their friends are doing this, let me do, because a friend of mine does that, so that watabaki kwa hiyo zone. Yes, they don't want to be left out. So it's time for me, and also the standards.
I hear what you're saying. Now, when you're mnaongea with the fashion, it's something mnaiona first hand, really. There's this question ilikuwa raised back then, I think in June, July, August, siku za elections, unakumbuka campaign and all that, and we had one presidential candidate akisema legalizing, umesema bangi for example, right? Do you think the illegality that comes with watu ambao wanatumia alcohol na drugs, so they feel like they're acting out, wanataka kuonyesha like sasa tumelijua jiji, umechanuka, you can buy this alcohol. Do you think if these things were legal and probably government in allow some things, would it somehow manage how people are using it? Ama mlifikiriaje ile whatever the former presidential aspirant Wajaka alikuwa anasema kuhusu legalizing marijuana?
Yeah, wow. That's an important aspect tukiongelea drugs and especially elections and everything, because young people walikuwa wanataka new ideas ambayo news ilikuja ni moja ni nyoka, sijui nini, bangi, you know. But this is what I have to say, and I'll say it with no fear of contradicting myself, that our generation should not be used as an experiment. Kozum say hiki tu haijai traiwa anywhere neka kwa successful. Hizo countries anakuja kutuambia hapa, people should just log into the internet. We say ni resource ni internet. Log in kwa internet, fanya research. Richest countries kama ni bangi waliuza wakakuwa rich. So generation yetu haifai kutumika ka experiment. Kasa hii, which parent would allow their children? Umekana msee anavuta bangi, maybe umuone venye ana behave, and this thing is not yet legal. So what if we allow it to ilete kwa market, ukitaka unaweza tumia iko, we'll have zombies all over this country. Nothing is going to happen. These are manpower, na tuta lose a whole lot of generation. So one generation yetu haifai kutumiwa kama experiment. So that was, yeah, when it comes the economic aspect of it is good. ukiona venye inaexplainiwa wakiuza whatever, sijui gunia moja ni mita ngapi, ni sawa, but can we put it down the effect? You know, like kuna vitu zingine God alitupatia 10 laws, maybe 10 commandments. Kuna vitu zingine hata kama haziko kwa commandments, they are considered a sin, hata kama Mungu ajisema ni dhambi, juu ya effects zake. Like kama tumeongelea drug abuse, mtu atakwambia pombe it's not a sin or what, but tunaangalia effect ya pombe ni gani, you will sin, so it's a sin. The same thing na bangi, it's just a cloth in the in a hafiti anyway, but what is the effect? Tunaangalia effect ya bangi. One, sawa, italeta do. What about the other effects and everything? Watu venye wataka hata behave huku nje. So it's roughly, it's a bad idea. It shouldn't be practiced, and our generation should never be used as an experiment. I am a man, I am carrying seeds to almost 4 generations inakuja. I shouldn't be used as an experiment na bangi tayari watoto jamii.
My brother is emotional, you know. This topic is really, let me say, sensitive, because, you know, our generation indeed should not be used as an experiment, because, you know, najiulizanga wakati mwingine, where is this thing yenye ilikuwa inasemwa that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow? What if now, let's say we legalize bangi, ama legalize like all the drugs and the substance that people do misuse? In 10 years' time, where will we be? Because we are not looking at one side of this drug and misusing drugs brings to our nation, or even us as youths in this country. Because, you know, at the end of the day, haitakuwa tu ni kupata pesa ama ni kufind something that you are doing. Personally, as a person, like, utakuwa na effects mingi. Hiyo kwanza kukuza drugs si rahisi, hiyo bangi si kuikuza. Unajua, like when they are explaining, it's like something tu unaenda unatupa na inamea na unaenda unatoa unapata pesa. No, first your health itakuwa deteriorated. Another thing, utakuwa unatumia because hakuna venye utakuwa, like for instance in your home, let's say mnapanda maize, hautakuwa unauza mahindi yote, kuna ile mahindi unakula. The same to bangi. Kama umepanda bangi, kuna ile yenye hata kama utatumia, family members watatumia, some of your family members or your relatives will use it and it will be affected in one way or another. So yeah. I totally disagree. Like, we should not be used as experiments. Yeah.
To legalize or legalize bangi.
My colleagues are very tough and very bold against Wajakoya, but Wajakoya is very intellectual. Somebody akona brains. Like it was the other week when we had shows, MK said that in our brains there are billion cells, and maybe ukitumia kidogo, that guy ukiangalia akona brains, because amefikiria the chances, opportunities with these young people. And every time we get to elections towards that campaign periods, there's a saying that the politicians are impending us to be that haki yetu, and haki means them and yetu means nothing to us. It's true, because what Wajakoya is singing every day in streets, that legalizing bank will help the country. What about I myself? I'm not the country. Together as we, like this group, we make a country or we make something. It's true. And in fact, in the Bible they say where two or three are gathered by his name, God is there. So it's the same to everything. One person cannot make a country. It's all of us. So with those opinions by politicians like Wajakoya that legalizing bank will help the country improve, will bring that, will pay all the debts that we have in the country, it's true, is very true, and it will help. Nastaki kurudia because the consequences have been mentioned by my colleagues hapa. Lakini nataka tuangalia, like in a point, like knowledge is power. Everything that's is brought in the table by these politicians, this power for us to continue in life. But something like that, bringing to these intelligent young people. In fact, most of the universities, we have bright people, very bright. In fact, I always tell myself, wakianza kurang the brains ya watu, sijui ndajipata wapi. Because you listen to somebody talking to you, and hey, this guy is bright. There are a lot of bright people. It's only that the resources that we have and maybe what they have been put into us, like young people. You can see, like, kazi mtani njo kitu tumekewa. Like kitu, yani these vitu za ujinga tu njo tunaekewa. It's the same na Wajakoya. Huyu jamaa msimlaumu. But it's only that we also want to tell him that we also have brains. Let's advise you. It's a power, but not bank.
I hear you.
Tufinye fisi. Yeah.
Wow. So our presidential candidates, they have come with different economic models. And it's so impressive that they want a future for Kenya. But which future do they want for the youth? Because they want to be in power up to, let's say, 21, 20 something there, no? So they should also consider the youth. As it is said, like, vijana, if, okay, as you said, do we need to make bank illegal or legal? Let's just make it illegal, because kama alcohol is always being misused, na hiyo ni kitu yenye tumeiona and it's legal, what was sasa bank if it, like, people want, like, a bar should be opened in a Kenyan system around 5 o'clock in the evening, but uende saizi hata saa 7 utapata baya huko kwenu imefunguliwa. You'll go to supermarkets, they are having an hideout whereby they'll sell their alcohols during the day. Like, to make a productive society, just as in Mui's government, it used to be like tufanye kazi mchana, jioni tuende tupumzike. But if we shall make like bank legal, that is like telling the youth not to even not go to those classes. Let's go smoke weed. Let's go, like, it's just not making sense to me. Yes. So I feel it should just remain illegal.
You've not sugar-coated anything. You've said this thing is happening, and the percentage, actually, I think you quoted 80%, right? Your parents can do so much, and what people don't know is, like, it's only a fraction of years that you spend at home, right? After that, they've done their part, you come out here, dunia ndo inakuwa your teacher, right? Yes. So the much you can do is choices, and someone said choices have consequences, right? Santi kwa kutuambia kuna bangi ya chai. That's a new one. I'll have to go and search that out. Thank you so much, guys. Times always fly when you're here, because the conversation that you're having is really burning and passionate about it. So thank you so much for always making time. I'm hoping to see you next time, right?
Yes.
Full house, actually. Yeah. Ezra, Maureen, Ben, Sheila, and I'm on the other side. Thank you so much. I always confuse saying your university, so probably you can say
Presbyterian University. The
I
Harvard
think
of Africa.
Obvious Africa.
I think I need to articulate Presbyterian. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you, and I'm hoping to see you on the next one. Well, you've heard, there's nothing much I can add on this. The issue of substance use and abuse is your choice, and it's you to decide what is working for you and not, right? That's all I had for you, and I'm hoping to see you on our next episode every day, same time, same place here on Cast TV. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube as well. Go search Youth Space. My name is Chemtai Kirui. Until next time, have yourself a blessed time.